What's poppin', y'all? Good afternoon. It's your boy Erik Woodz, and this is Speech Therapy with Erik Woodz. I'm your host, Erik Woodz. And last episode that I recorded and posted, it was very necessary. It was a necessary evil because it was therapeutic for me to share the resentment and the feelings that I held in my soul, in my heart, and in my mind. And I feel like now, since then, I was able to truly let go. So be it. So now, I'm just going to get on to something that's always been on my mind to talk about, but my relationship with the ladies. And I'm a chronological guy. I prefer presenting my story in chronological order. So, let's start with one. Let's start with birth. My mom. My mom's a great woman. And from I have this brain injury now, so our relationship has always been like fire and ice, water and oil. Our typical versions of not identical, of perfect organization are completely different things. And she is a vice president facilities manager, so it is literally her job to tell people where to put shit. And for her to get mad, and for her to, well, not mad, professionally upset. Fuck that nigga, I pop off. I always pop off nowadays. Because since I had this brain injury, I literally died. The corporate Erik Ware is no more. That nigga died. That nigga dead. That nigga died. And now I'm just this guy right here. I'm very happy. At times. I feel I'm the most free that I've ever felt in my whole life. And that is a great segue to the two-sided coin of this brain injury. So one, I had to basically crawl my way back, fight my way back, turn my shit back, like to be able to talk, walk, even eat a meal. Yeah. I'm still alive, and that's a good thing. And I just feel like there's so many reasons to be grateful for our relationship, much more than there are to be ungrateful and angry at it. That's just a fact. Next one is my grandmother, my Nana. She's also a great woman. She's also a hustler. I always thought that my mom had her gripes against me just because she didn't like the way that I carried my life and I went about my life. But a phone call with my Nana said, "No, Erik, it's not you. She's been like this since birth." Like, imagine how I felt wanting to be a mom holding her daughter, and then every time I hold her, she throws a fit and wants to be out of my hands. And I'm like, yeah, that relates to me now because it hurts to say it, but I don't even get hugs that much. I don't get told I love you that much unless I'm the one to say it first. Nowadays, it's like, just because I brought it up the other day, because I saw something a reminder of my dad that made me cry and get emotional. And that carried over to something down the road with my mom in the same day. And then later I came out and I explained, like, yo, this is, might be able to explain where this version of me came from. But I had this encounter with a memory of dad on Instagram because somebody liked something on my page and I just clicked it randomly and it just happened to be that. And just, I'm human and I'm pretty fucked up. I was born in the shadows. By that I mean I had a father who was not even graduated. Well, they had me like very young. Senior in high school, or just graduated high school. My dad had a full ride to fucking Chapman University, I guess. Turned it down to focus on us or whatever. And that didn't end up well. That didn't end up well. Anyway, let's get back to the topic. So, ladies, let that be a note on how you raise your young men in your life. Because who knows, one day you might be spoken about on a big platform. This ain't that big right now, but it will be one day. And let's just fast forward to like 14 years to like freshman year of high school. Or I think my first girlfriend was, they're both named Elizabeth. First one was Elizabeth at my junior high school. I think we dated for like, we told each other and friends that we were boyfriend and girlfriend for like a week or two. And then we split. It was just funny. And then I get to high school. I believe, well, my dad cheated on my mom when I was like 7 years old or something. And I remember seeing her hurt by that. So I always knew that, like, people cheat. And that's something in the world. And my own father cheated on my own mother. So how's that for the shadows? To support that statement. But, so, I didn't cheat on people. I cheated on one girl. We'll get to that. But with Elizabeth in high school, it was very like 2 months, very quick. She was pretty. my only interaction with an emo girl. Like, man, I'm so pro therapy that may be a correlation as to why. But I am perfect. 2 months later, we dated for 2 months or something, then we broke up. And then I went out with her best friend, fucking Ray Alyssa or whatever. She's beautiful. She's pretty. It's just a memory that I will never forget. And then, let's see. Elizabeth, Ray. Oh, Renie. I need to talk about Renie. She was this pretty little islander girl, Hawaiian, I believe. I was always around fucking islanders. LM is all Samoans. Most of them. Like, I'm not. Fucking Tyler's not. Cricks ain't. Other than that, they're all Usos. We're all Usos. So, let's talk about Renie. That was a necessary evil for me not the relationship with her, but the falling out with her. Because we had a beautiful relationship, she was a beautiful person. I'm a beautiful person. I was just maturing. And I'm not the man that I am now. I wasn't the man that I am now today. Then. So, I remember there was a we had just graduated high school, so there was a house party at my then best friend. Her name was Angelina, a little Asian girl. She was pretty too, she was beautiful. But we had a really special connection, like just best friends, no physical attraction, no nothing. Until that party. We played some beer pong, and then we got into a room. It was just me and her, whatever the fuck. And then yeah, slept with her. Not good. My performance wasn't great that night, but it was a evolution, like for me, just to tear that layer back, just to like get a taste of like what it felt like to be a cheater. And that was something I never did again. Granted, I stayed out of commitments because of that. I was like, all right, I just want to fuck. I just want to get good at sex. Because me and Renie, we were having our thing in the backseat of the car after school, whatever the fuck. Sorry, girl. Truth hurts. But, yeah. It was just such a necessary evil for me because it really helps me grow. Because I didn't even look for a wife, a long-term commitment. But I do now because that's all I want more than anything in the world. And after Renie, I was just fucking being a player, a hoe, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Anything to get that pussy. Or some of it. But yeah, I was single for like from 18 to 20. So 2013, I was 18. And then 2020 was 7 years later. So I was about 25, 26. Just fucking. And then I met Susie. It's interesting how we met, actually. So I'm a rapper, clearly. I had a show with my enemy now. It don't even feel great to call him an enemy, but you know what? He's dead to me. So whatever the fuck you want to call that. But yeah, I had a show with that guy at this little place in Long Beach. Some homies that I'm still in contact with to this day pulled up. They're good friends. And the reason that me and Susie connected was because she was there with a homie of mine, Ruben. And they were a thing. They were on a date or whatever. And I had no interest. I was interested in my show or whatever. Just performing, handling my business to perform and keep my mind right. I just did my shit. Then afterwards, I hooked up with her friend, Marissa, who I had some intention of trying to make things more romantic with, at the time being it was really interesting because I was leaving for studying abroad in the UK. This is about wintertime 2019. And I came back 2020. Yeah, end of the year 2019. And then I go to freaking studying abroad. This chick that I kept in contact with, she said she was my friend, but she's not my friend no more. And I'm not gonna get into that. She tried to help me keep it more romantic with her, like buying her flowers and shit, but nah, that wasn't. I remember her telling me like, "Oh yeah, Marissa has a boyfriend now or something." And I'm like, "Oh, funny for me, like that's a wake up call." And then I fly back home after being notified that due to the pandemic, we all have to fly back to America, back home. Well, most of us did. I did. Some people stayed. Good for them. I'm glad I did what I did, though. And then I'm in this little tiny home that my dad had at this property that I'm inheriting. There's a video of me freestyling on there on my Instagram. It's the one with the beer bottle. It was over J. Cole's Forbidden Fruit. And then I remember Susie and I got in contact over the Instagram DMs. And one thing led to another, and I just told her what I was doing. I'm just chilling, writing raps, rolling blunts, and then she told me like, "Oh, I'll come roll you a blunt." And then the rest is history. We had a lot of sex that night. A lot of sex. The next few nights, I remember calling out of work 2 or 3 days in a row. Because the weekend was long. I just made it a long weekend. I was doing an assembly gig at this job that was just... It was a full-time gig, but it wasn't my main, my main mission. I was just doing it to make some bread while it was passing the time to get back in school. So, yeah. I remember after my brain injury, so me and Susie had that thing. I'm not going to get into all the nitty gritty and what's the word? Minimal details, the granule. Yeah, I'm not going to get into those things. But I'm very grateful and very gracious for her love and her experience of showing me what I'm willing and not willing to partake in and to tolerate out of respect and love for myself and respect and love for whoever my partner will be in the future. I hope there's something in the works now, but I can't really call it. But there is something with somebody. Just can't call it yet. It's just I'm much more calculated than I ever was in my life. And a lot of it has to do with my relationships with women and relationships in general. Relationship with men, mentors, brothers, everybody. So yeah, I just wanted to touch base and talk about how women have impacted my life. I am grateful for every single one of your beautiful experiences and blessings in my life due to the instrumental role that y'all played in my heart and soul and mind and body and spirit. And I just wanted to touch base and clear the air because yesterday I got a text from a friend of mine, Juan. He told me, yo, I think you should remove that video that I gave you props for earlier because it shows an ugly side of you. And I'm like, nigga, I don't give a fuck. I'm not hiding. The point of this whole show is just to show y'all how human I am. And humans are real and we're not all perfect. The only perfect human being in existence was Jesus Christ. And we can aspire to just get 1% closer to him every day. I like to think that that's the work of a good Christian. Or a good person in general. Because not everybody's a Christian. And I'm not trying to claim no gang. But just love is love. And I ain't no freaking determining who's gonna get to go to heaven and who's not is literally out of my fucking pay grade. So don't come bitching to me, nigga. Like and subscribe and please comment. Share with a friend. Love y'all. Fuck it, dog. This ain't the first time that I've done this, but I'm back again because Susie, groovy, juicy Susie, deserves much more than just mentions with the other broads. But this woman really helped me find who I am. Even in my trauma situation. I used to be so happy when she used to come to visit me. Even when freaking Damar Hamlin went down in a playoff game. Me and her were watching the game from my room. I was laying in my hospital bed, freaking dang near, in neuro-restorative in Tustin. And the episode with Damar Hamlin went down. And me and her, we prayed for the man. So, the one thing that I really do appreciate about Susie is that she was just very influential and heavy weight in the evolution of me into a Christian man. Her and my mom. And my nana. Everybody was Christian in my family, I guess. I was last to come. I'm just glad that I got to join the team on my own free will and regard. God bless y'all. That was a cool episode, but Susie deserves more than that. Like, more than just being mentioned with the other women in my life. The role that this woman played in my life is like no other. We went through what we went through with my brain injury. But before that, we had a pretty beautiful thing going on. Very beautiful. It's just,